Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Come Correct podcast. This episode is sponsored by IOU Marker. We have a very important guest here today. So, this is the podcast where we specialize in AI, fintech, private equity, and venture capital.
Our guest, Max, founder of IOU Marker, a platform using AI to turn deals into secure digital agreements with automated payments and invoicing, and a trust score that follows your reputation into business. Hey, Max.
Hi.
If you're a freelancer, founder, or operator tired of chasing payments and getting burned on informal deals, this one's for you.
Okay, Max, so let's talk about your journey. Did you always have this idea, or did entrepreneurship find you?
This idea I didn't always have, but I was always doing entrepreneurial stuff.
Where did you start out? Where did you go to college?
I started entrepreneurship before I went to college.
Okay. What were you doing?
The first thing I did ever entrepreneurial was sell candy at school because I had I basically had access to a candy store that without like parental supervision. So I would go to the candy store and buy a bunch of candy and then bring it to school and then sell it like upmarket and sell it at recess to all the other kids whose parents wouldn't let them buy candy.
So during this time, were you in high school or was this elementary school? Okay, this is middle school. So you started really young.
Yeah, I think that was like 6th grade when I was doing that. I also, it's a hilarious side story. At one point, I think I was probably like 10 or 11 years old. I can't remember. At one point, so you remember pixie dust?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so I would I would buy like in bulk pixie dust and sell like bits of like small amounts of it. And at one point I got accused of drug dealing for selling pixie dust.
Do you remember how kids used to pretend to snort it in
yes,
schools?
That's exactly why I got accused of drug dealing. Because I would sell pixie dust, because like nobody wants, that's a lot of sugar, the whole thing. So like you'd sell like for like €1.
Did any kids' parents ever come after you?
No, but the school principal, I got pulled in because the math teacher thought I was like 11 years old. He thought literally, I don't know how he thought this was even possible that I was like drug dealing at school.
So let me wrap my head around this. At 11 years old, you were dealing pixie dust.
I was selling candy at a healthy margin.
So that was your first
I had an arbitrage, which was I was allowed to go to the candy store and they were not.
So you were Willy Wonka in a sense.
I guess so. That was my first one.
Young Willy Wonka.
That was my first entrepreneurial endeavor. And then some other kids had a much better arbitrage, which was kids that were coming from the US. Because I went to a US school in Barcelona, and the kids coming from the US were able to go to the US, buy a bunch of US candy, which you couldn't buy in Spain, and then sell it for insanely high market, like upmarked price at school in Spain.
Wow. Okay, and so
I didn't have that
in
access.
Spain, that's where you grew up?
Yeah.
And that's where you went to middle school, high school, and then where did you continue on for college?
I spent 3 years not in college before I went to college.
Okay.
Where
did you go to college eventually?
University of Melbourne in Australia.
And what were you doing the 3 years that you were not in college?
Partially entrepreneurial, partially not. I did volunteer work in Africa.
Okay.
Right after high school in Uganda, doing immunization work.
It's so funny. I have a relative who does the same thing.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware. Nobody else is.
Her mom has a nonprofit organization in Uganda.
Yeah. So
insert clip.
Insert clip. Insert clip on that. Yeah. I was there in 2000. This is 2006. So I was doing volunteer work in Uganda, and then after that, I kind of was a little bit like disappointed with volunteerism in general and charity work. Felt like it wasn't really making much impact. And so I went the complete opposite way. And I went to Beijing, and I lived in Beijing for 1.5 years. And I had a PR and production company during the Olympics in Beijing. So that was kind of like an entrepreneurial venture that I did right after. Again, I had a arbitrage. My brothers ran a production company in Spain. They had a bunch of brands that they were already working with. I was like, I'll go to Beijing. And then so I took those brands and did like brand activations with them for the Olympics. I figured I'd learn Chinese. China was going to be like the future of the world in 2008. I don't really believe that anymore. But so yeah.
From Uganda, why did you choose Beijing? Like what prompted
I guess
you
I
to
always go to these
decide that?
extremes.
Okay.
So like Uganda was like, where can I go to like the most messed up place to do the most impact for my volunteer work? We're going to make the most impact if I was going to do impact. And so northern Uganda was at war. It's on the border of Darfur. It was probably the only place I could legally get to that was the most in need of help. Like I tried to go to Somalia, they wouldn't let me in.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get into Sudan. And so northern part of Uganda is on the border of Sudan.
Does this type of extremism run in your family? Are you all kind of like adrenaline, dopamine junkies?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I moved around a lot as a kid. I grew up in Barcelona, Budapest, London. My father was a race car driver in Group B rally. And
That's so interesting. Will we be seeing him at F1 this weekend?
No, he's 75 years old, although he's still racing at 75 years old. And he goes on motorcycle trips with us, like in the Himalayas. Also, he's nuts.
Was he supportive of your journey in Uganda and then kind of your transition into Beijing?
Yeah, although, so he was born in the Middle East. Sorry, not in the Middle East, in the Far East. He was born in Jakarta.
Okay.
And so he knows like what developing nations are like. And my mom was like, "You're not going to Uganda." And my dad was like, "Are you sure you want to go to Uganda?" I was like, "I'm going." And he was like, "Okay." And actually, when I was there, I remember like calling him like totally defeated. And he was like, "Well, now you kind of gotta toughen it out."
Did he get to say, "I told you so"?
Yeah, exactly.
He was very happy.
No, he was like, you gotta like, you make your choices. You gotta sit with them. Like if you bail, you're not gonna respect yourself. So
he was kind of the father that would have you follow through on your own quest.
Yeah, he would say, "Don't do it," and then if you do it, he would say,
"It's your choice."
You better like don't be someone that bails on shit.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
let's
then
dive back into your current journey.
Yes. So what core values would you say you've instilled since you were younger?
Core values since I was younger. Adaptability, I guess. I don't know if that's a value, but that's a core skill set.
I value it.
I think adaptability is the most important thing to have.
Yeah, I think I'm moving around between multiple countries and multiple languages. I grew up trilingual, Dutch, Spanish, and English, kind of all pretty even. And I lived in Budapest in 1991, so just when the Iron Curtain fell. So like very developing nation. I think third world is not a PC term anymore. But at the time it was third world, which actually second world. Fun fact, do you guys know what third world means?
Third world means they're third in line to the resources?
No. Actually, I learned this. I can't remember when I learned this. First world is Western democracy. Okay. Second world is communism. Third world is everything that's not.
So no resources.
Kind of.
Like no.
Which is why it's not a PC term anymore. Now it's developing nations.
Is it an offensive term?
I don't know.
I heard that homeless or like houseless, there's that going on.
It's offensive as well.
It's now offensive.
Potentially.
Everything's offensive.
Yeah, everything is.
Yeah,
so
you can't say anything.
Right. So developing nation.
Right
I grew up in a very developing nation.
Okay.
And so I learned to adapt very quickly.
Okay, great.
Which is what I think allowed me to survive in basically a war zone in Africa and then in Beijing randomly. I was 19. And then after Beijing, this is where I get to college. So I had spent 3 years out of high school, not going to college. I could have gone to the college in the US, but I think it was like July at the time, and I would have to wait a whole nother year and then start in September and then do 4 years. Or I could start in February because Australia's the other side of the hemisphere. So their summer ends February. Their school year starts in February. So I could start immediately in February and only do 3 years. So I cut a year and a half out of my college ending by going to Australia, which is why I ended up in Australia. It's also, fun fact, I think like the highest ratio of top schools in the world are in Australia. Like I think of the top 100 schools, like 5 or 10 of the universities are Australian. They have their second largest export, I think, is education, after their like raw minerals or uranium or whatever they do. Like so, they educate most of Asia, most of like Chinese, Middle and Southeast Asian kids. The high end, they all go to school in Australia.
Did you feel like your college experience was necessary for the career path that you took?
Yes, but totally by accident. I went to school. I have an economics degree. I have a degree in Middle Eastern history and a minor in Islamic studies, which has nothing to do with what I do for work. But my college roommate is someone I went to high school with in Barcelona. also super entrepreneurial. His name's Simon Holland. He's a very successful tech entrepreneur. His family used to do video production. And back then it was all on Macs. And so he used to teach the Mac class in high school. And in college, when the iPhone came out, he was like the first one to jump on it. So he started an iPhone app development company in college out of our basically house.
How did this translate into what you started doing after college?
During college, I basically started helping him with that, and I saw this app development stuff going. I started going into product management and design, and then straight out of that, I spun out a startup out of that in the entertainment space. It basically it came off of the back of that. Like my college roommate, it's like one of those typical old stories. Like my college roommate started an app development company. I ended up, being very close to it. And
it's kind of like the Mark Zuckerberg story. That's the only thing that I can relate to. He was an engineer,
and I think he was studying computer science.
But the roommate dynamic, I guess. Okay, that could
the economics degree helped because I ended up working on gamification algorithms and a bunch of other things, and like that brought me into tech.
Did you feel at the time that nerdy was sexy in college, or was that not the case?
It was not cool.
It was not,
no. No. All the athletes were sexy back then.
Okay.
Nerdy was not
Now it's kind
cool.
of roles reversed, but...
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, now
I don't know. Those NIL deals are pretty promising.
Yeah, I mean, athletes are still, come on. They're still, but
it's just a phase. It's just a phase.
Yeah, definitely nerds were not like the top of the food chain. This is not that long ago, 2009, 2010. I guess it's late for a lot of people, that's recent. I think like Mark Zuckerberg graduated college in like 2004.
I'm the wrong girl to ask.
I don't know. So he was already, like Facebook was already a thing. So I think nerds were starting to get cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But definitely we weren't getting street cred for like.
We're not getting street cred.
No, for like developing apps and shit. Like he made it was like early iPhone. So the kind of apps it was like a parking app, parking timer. Like this is the kind of stuff that just didn't exist.
So you mentioned your roommate in college and kind of you getting into tech.
Mm-hmm.
Did that impact your network into making IOU?
Okay. Yes. I guess there's like a 15-year window between those two.
Okay. And
your network is that's how I got into tech, right? It was my network. It was my college roommate, and he was my friend from high school. So like the people that you're around heavily impact kind of the trajectory you're on.
Mm-hmm.
As far as IOU, one of my main co-founder is someone that I've co-founded a company with before. And if you like try to chain together how that happened, came from someone else that I work with, and that connection came from a family friend from Barcelona. And it's like just kind of like your network and who you're around.
Mm-hmm.
People
Have
know what
you
you're
heard
doing.
the quote that your 5 closest friends make up who you are? Do you believe in that?
I've heard that quote. I think to a certain extent,
mm-hmm.
it's somewhat true. I don't know that it's entirely true, especially because these days, because we move around so much and things, you kind of your friends change. They go through, especially the age I'm at now, friends get married, have kids, they go off in different lives. And so there's different people that come into your life at different stages, and I don't think they have such an impact to change you entirely.
Okay.
But yes, if you're hanging out with a bunch of slups that only talk about inappropriate shit all day,
mm-hmm.
then that's all you're going to be thinking about.
So were there any key people that were very important in the making of your apps or any of your businesses?
In my career in general, I would say Simon is a big one because he did very well. He started a bunch of big companies in Australia, and along the way, I would always bounce things off of him. My brother's another big one. I kind of pulled him into the tech space. He became an engineer. Now he took on a job, or he did in 2018, became a co-founder of a platform called Invisible that trained a bunch of the AI models.
Okay.
So ChatGPT.
Okay, so you guys kind of collaborated together on a lot of things.
Yeah, and his network through that now becomes mine. So I would say he's probably. It's interesting, the statement of the people you're closest to become you. Yeah, me and him are quite similar in the way that we view the world. So probably over an extended, long enough period of time, that statement probably holds up.
Okay. So I know you were saying that it doesn't always have to do with the people around you. It kind of depends.
If you're a pretty strong personality
If
type.
you have a strong personality, then of
you
course,
also pick
but
the type of people around you that are like you.
Yeah.
Right? So like it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Do you think that you have leadership skills naturally, or you kind of had to gain them?
I don't
Like, were you leading the group projects in high school?
Yes, I was. I don't want to say
with pixie
I don't want to
dust.
say I don't want to say naturally because it sounds like so like egotistical, but I like another example, something me and Simon actually did in high school. We ran the school newspaper together with 2 other kids. And the reason we did that was because we were kind of like the like rebels, and we would like get in trouble. And the teachers were fighting with the administration in my school. And so the teachers used our school newspaper to publish anonymous shit about the administration. And so we could get away with whatever we wanted because we were like the holders of the knowledge.
It sounds like me and Jojo were kind of like living your high school life right now.
You're always in trouble.
Yeah, we always seem to be in trouble with everybody. So
you got to find a way that you
I've
have
always
leverage.
been the troublemaker as well, though.
You got to get leverage over the people that you're in trouble with.
Yes.
Right? In school, the teachers are the people in trouble with.
Are you saying you blackmailed your teachers?
No, it was just an understanding.
Right. Okay.
Nobody wanted to nobody wanted to mess with us. So like, but I would say in that case, I wasn't leading that group. Me, Simon, and the other 2 kids were all kind of involved. But like we as a group were leading the rest of the group. The rest of the kids. So
you kind of started as being the rebels, and then you had like a cult of rebels around you. And then the whole administration was like, we have to do something about this. And you're like, we have leverage on you.
A little bit.
Okay.
Something along those lines. But I don't know. I think I have a very unique leadership style. So like, do I have leadership skills out the gate? Yes. But like only for a certain prototype of people.
Would you say that your leadership style is built around trust?
Yes, heavily. Trust is a huge one.
Right.
Like, I've made mistakes where I've not used my intuition. I've been like, this person works really hard, and like they do good performance.
Scorpios.
Yeah, exactly.
Scorpio intuition, that's us.
Totally. I've been like, oh, they do good, and I make excuses for them, and then it's like, at the end of the day, the only thing that really mattered was, could I fucking trust them?
So are you a very like results-driven type of person? Like you could like a person and, be friends with them. They could even be a mentor, but if you don't see results, you're not going to keep including them into your career and into your life.
No, well, it just defines what the results are. I think I like different people. Like for my mentor, the results are a very different, and for my friends, the results are my mental health and happiness.
How about when you were making IOU?
Okay, well, in the company format, yeah, 100%. Like, I don't sit over anybody. It's like performance. I don't make sure you're sitting at your desk. I don't make sure you're clocking in and out. It's just results. Like, I'm 100% on trusting your results. And when they're falling, I'll let you know, and I'll keep you. But after a certain amount of time, I'll just be like, sorry, it didn't work out.
So, have you ever had any interesting stories about how you had to fire someone?
No, it's usually pretty easy. I try to do a nice, unless trust is broken and there's like bad blood. But in general, I try to like make people. I just let someone go a couple days ago, and she's like happy and fine, good mood. She was actually feeling that she was like maybe not, she felt herself insecure that she was maybe put in the wrong,
position.
Yeah, she was kind of holding the wrong, and that was on us. And so I basically just let her go and paid her off for another month because I was like, it's a startup. Generally, you don't do that, but like. Because that's not how. But in those cases,
I'm familiar.
Oh,
I've been down that road.
Yeah, but that was bad blood.
Okay.
Right?
Mine?
No, cordially.
We ended really cordially.
Cordially is not the same as this. It's a good relationship.
Your situation had a lot of respect, and just from the way that you say you treat people, it was probably a different dynamic than what I had
in this
personally.
case.
You were more considerate.
Yes, in this case, it was just like, I feel like you're not able to keep up. And she was like, yeah, I can't really do it.
She wasn't like caught by surprise. She agreed with you.
So it was like your fault for hiring her, but her fault for the lack of results.
I wouldn't even call it her fault. And it was early on. Like, I'll do it quickly.
Yeah.
Like very quickly. If I see like, okay, I take a long time to hire and I fire quite quickly before it like becomes this whole, thing where they're like fully dependent on the situation or whatever it is. I'm like, okay, if I haven't done that quickly, then it's because I think they're a fit somewhere. And if that's the case, then I'll spend a lot of time making excuses for them and mentoring them.
So what are some key traits that you look for in people that you hire?
Integrity. Integrity is probably the number one. Speed, like speed of thought.
Time
which is
efficiency?
I guess IQ.
Okay.
Like straight up, how quickly can you think?
Okay.
Because at a startup, especially now, my goal is to hire as few people as possible. And everybody kind of has to be, AI is doing all the labor work for you. And you have to be able to move fast and like think very quickly. And so if you're not someone that's like rapidly dynamic, you know.
So when you were hiring for IOU, how many people did you envision that you would be employing?
My goal, and I used to say this to my like very first investors, and that was the reason I started a new company as well, by the way, because right now we're in this window where starting new companies is a whole different ballgame than it was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I needed 30, 40 people to pull off what I can do with 5 now.
Now I imagine it's a lot less,
Yeah,
right?
way less. They're one-person billion-dollar company. Finally, there was one, although it's kind of a peptide scam. But like it happened.
Well, tell us later so we don't use them.
I mean, I don't know. It's the rumor. It got like published because Sam Altman, founder of OpenAI, was like, "There's going to be a one-person billion-dollar company," and the first one-person billion-dollar company was this dude selling peptides with his brother, and it was kind of like, you know, I don't know. The word on the street was it wasn't great.
Sourced properly.
Yeah, I don't know what the situation was. But anyway, the point being, now when it comes to hiring for IOU compared to before, I mean, my goal. It was an ambitious goal, which I know I'm not going to make, which was going to be 10 people to $1 billion valuation.
Okay.
I'm at 10 now, 9 now, because I just got rid of someone. I don't think I'm going to be able to.
I was going to say, have you met your valuation?
No, absolutely not.
You just launched 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I just launched the beta 3 weeks ago.
I'm just curious.
Definitely not.
Do you see yourself meeting the projected valuation anytime soon?
In the next 3 years, yeah. Do I need more than 10 people to pull it off? Probably 20.
Okay, I see.
I think I was maybe overestimating a little bit the. It actually works in my favor for the sake of IOU, because IOU also builds. The long-term vision is it's building basically an agentic for your contracts and payments and accounts receivable. It goes and chases money for you. It sends the invoices, does all that stuff, and then it scores. It's basically like you can talk to it through WhatsApp. It's like your assistant. It can be like, hey, that contract from there, change the name, send it out, blah, blah, blah. I was overestimating how good the agentic system would be by now with the thought that I only needed 10 people. If your product is super simple, maybe. But that's a good thing for IOU because I'm building a product. If the agentic system was like,
okay, you
amazing.
Keep saying agentic system. I want you to break this down as if you're talking to maybe like a 13-year-old, so that people who don't know what IOU is or AI or any of those things can understand thoroughly. Okay.
That's a lot. I'll start with what agentic means.
Okay, let's start there.
Agentic is basically you take an AI and then you give it access to operations. So it doesn't just provide you with information. You don't just prompt it and then it tells you stuff and it provides you with documents, whatever. It goes out and does stuff for you. Like it's operational.
Like an AI agent, you have to kind of code to create, right?
Yeah, everybody has agents now.
Okay.
We started with AIs, right? LLMs, basically chat. And you could write stuff and it would tell you stuff. Now you could write stuff and it'll go do stuff.
Oh, okay.
So you can have it send emails for you or go research things, or like it's no longer just sourcing a bunch of information and giving you an output.
Is there any negative effects with having an agent do everything for you? Do you feel like...
Yeah, but they can mess up.
Yeah, okay.
They can mess up. That's what I'm saying. They're not as... If they were that good, I wouldn't need 10 people. I would be able to just have it run everything.
Do you see that in like 25 years, companies won't need...
10 years. 5 years. 5 years. I'm being pessimistic. Some of the people in the AI agency industry, but they're like selling energy in AI. They have to be optimistic.
They can't take over podcasts, so we're good.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Oh, okay.
How do you guys know that I'm real? They could literally just be talking to like an AI.
We actually just made him on our phones now. Our AI agent coded
exactly.
Max.
Yeah, so Right.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just a mirage.
Hi guys, our camera died. So now you're just gonna see the three of us together, like one big happy family.
It's not awkward at all.
We're holding him against his will at this point. But we just want to finish off with a few questions. Do you think, although it's good to be delusionally optimistic, it's also really good to be self-aware?
Definitely. That you're delusionally optimistic? Yeah, if you can, the hardest thing is turn it on and off.
Yeah.
Can you turn it on and off? Can you be delusionally optimistic and then like be aware when you are and then readjust and then go back into it? It's basically a tool set to get over really painful.
Because I think the self-awareness kind of balances out
when you really realize something's not working, you know.
Yeah. And also like you could have a dream and be so optimistic and be like, this is going to work. I know it's going to work. But if you don't have the set foundation and the steps to achieve the dream, then you're just delusional, right?
Yeah, but you can like work on those with your delusional optimism.
That's
because
where the self-awareness comes in.
Yeah, you need that optimism to think that you can do it so that you just start at doing it. And then every day you get a little further about doing it, right?
Exactly.
Like, and then you kind of like, there's a, what is this phrase? You have to have like strong opinions held loosely around that delusional optimism. So like, oh, this is definitely going to work in this way, and then try it. And then if it doesn't, not be broken by that and be like, okay,
Just keep going,
I'll change it this way.
Fail to succeed.
Right.
And you have to be comfortable whenever that happens.
Yeah, you have to be definitely comfortable with the failure. The failure is like, you have to get very comfortable with rejection and failure because that's all you're going to get. At the start, you're like a little fish and nobody gives a shit about you. And you're just like, it's so indignant, but you just have to be like, use my thing. Here, check it out, blah, blah. And you just have to like tell people about it until they care. And nobody cares. For a very, very long time, nobody gives a shit.
I feel like Jojo and I have blue eyes, so people care about that.
Yes, okay, about you.
Yeah, they care.
They care about you. Yeah, you're carrying your own.
That was a joke, but I heard that when I was watching like the documentary of America's Next Top Model, they got rejected by like all the TV networks, and their last one gave them a yes.
Yeah, this is always a story.
Into the big empire that it is. Like,
it's always a story you hear. For like famously, I think it was like Airbnb didn't raise at like at the end of Y Combinator or something, and everyone was like, "That was a dumb idea." And then it ended up being like at a certain point, the over thousands of companies went through Y Combinator. Airbnb was like was its valuation made up for 80% of all the valuations added together or something. No way. And then Dropbox was the other one. Yeah, it's called Black Swan Farming. It's a great article by
oh my God.
Yeah, Paul.
What does that mean exactly?
Paul Graham wrote it. He was the founder of Y Combinator. Black Swan Farming. It's like a whole article, but basically what it says is like if you used logic to invest in companies, you would never invest in like the ones that actually made it, because the ones that make it don't make any sense to you at the start or to anybody. And for the most part, their story is like everybody was like, "You're fucking crazy. That's never gonna work. That's never gonna work." And then like one person believed, and then like blew up. And
well, and you also have to follow through with the fact that you have to see the actions before committing to something. So if all someone has is our word, like it makes sense why they're But there is someone who is on the same page as you and believes in you.
Yeah. After over a long enough period, people were like, "Oh man, you're still fighting that fight." Okay.
Like, okay, I'll consider. I'll reconsider.
Yeah.
But by that time, I'm like, nope, you weren't here from the beginning. No, I'm just kidding.
Judge is a big like, if you weren't with me since day one,
that's a fucking Scorpio thing. I have that. You have to unlearn that. I have to unlearn that.
It's like, you know what? I'll let you into my space, but I'm definitely not letting you in the inner circle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like you want to reward people that Scorpios they have trust issues, right? So it's like if you
say we, not they.
We.
You are
Scorpio. I don't like to self-identify.
Third person.
It's like if you trust me without giving any reason to, then I'll give you trust. And if you don't trust me up front, then I'm never gonna fucking trust you.
So I was talking to someone about this the other night, and some people start out with the glass full and then they give away their trust. Other people empty and then
you got to fill it up.
You got to fill it up. So what type of person are you next?
Well, the Scorpios are. I'm trying to learn to be the other way.
Where you're full and
where I'm like more where I don't, and also where I'm less vindictive about people that didn't trust me at the start. Because like that's a kind of a egotistical and privileged position to be in, and be like, how dare you not believe in me? It's like, well, nobody fucking should believe in you. You're only believing in yourself because you're delusional.
I'm very trust is earned. It's like you have to really like pry your way and
I think for any girls these days, that's probably what you're like.
For sure.
And I think through experience we kind of learn that because girls like when girls are younger, they're kind of like, oh my god, I love everything and everyone. And
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Girls kind of have to get to that discernment to be like, because they're being sold. You're being sold shit all the time, right? And like. Guys are just like, hey, like, pay attention to me. No one's selling them. Like, no one's selling a 19-year-old boy on anything. It's like, he's just like begging for attention. So then he learns to sell, and you guys learn to be like, I don't think I should buy that.
One thing that girls and guys will never be able to understand is I've always questioned, like, okay, did I make this far because of, people just gave me a chance because I'm a girl? Or is it actually, is there something to what I'm doing? You know what I mean?
Don't go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, okay. I don't want to find out.
I would say it's better to just not think about it.
Yeah.
Like to the actual conclusion of you getting somewhere. Yes, be self-aware of when you're privileged and all those things, but to the conclusion of your objective, to self-analyze whether you got the gift. Like everybody got born with some gifts, whether it's their like I didn't fucking earn my intelligence or my upbringing or whatever the height. Yeah, like and so like. There's studies that like, okay, if you're higher, if you're taller as a man, you're more likely to succeed or like get higher promotions or it's like, okay.
Well, look at Grant Cardone.
Well, I also, this relates to how I said that what I admire about you is your courage. And we're like, well, you've actually probably had it since birth. It's just the older you get, the more you perceive things. And then you're like, okay, that was like a time that I really had an immense amount of courage. But then you're like, actually, when I was a kid and I was, standing up to kids on the playground or something like that, you've always had it in you. It just progresses.
You've always had it in you. Like this, what I always hear you talk about is like.
No, you have. No, you have.
No, let's hug right now.
You're better. So nice. No, you're better.
The cameras stop and we're just like, I can't stand you. But
no, you're prettier. No, my God, you're so pretty. Okay. You know what girls do well there? You guys pump each other up really well. Guys don't.
Yeah, I think
we're brutal with each other.
We're brutal with each other, but in the sense of like
we care.
We care.
We don't want
for
the
other one to do better.
Yeah. Guys, I mean, if you're really homies, yes, guys care for each other. For the most part, it's like the joke is like we just treat each other like shit. We're like, oh, that happened to you? Oh, that sucks. I wish it was worse. You know what I mean? Like, there's this really good TikTok reel of guys on a like video game talking to each other. And like they're just brutal. They're like one of them was like, if I was really sad, and something happened, would everyone care? And the guy's like, no, I'd be, I'd hope it got worse or whatever.
I think the good thing about some girls is like we have brothers. Right?
Yeah, I have the older brothers.
Oh, so you've experienced it. Level. Yeah, so you're a little healthier. Yeah. You don't do that. Like, I mean, look at girls' posts on social. You're so cute, beautiful. It's like millions of comments. The guys are like, you look like such a douchebag in this.
Guys are getting more.
They're getting more into that because they're like learning from the girls. That's how they get their social like.
They hype it up.
They hype each other up.
You can like socially climb through Instagram now.
Yeah, it's super lame.
You could be a nobody in Minnesota, or you could be like huge and have a big following. And people are like, wow, like he's now like.
Yeah. But the comments are like, guys are like, oh, cool. Like we do it to each other now because we've learned. And it's good for mental health, but in general, guys are like, my brothers are like, anytime I post anything, like straight, they're like,
I'm the same thing. I told my brother today, like you're adopted or something like that.
Yeah, they're like, that's that's the lamest thing I've ever seen you post or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I had to do a this is actually kind of cool comment because he posted something interesting. So.
Oh, you had to like be like, you know what? This one time you weren't a douchebag. This one time you were not a total douche with this post. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now I think guys are getting better at it, but traditionally we do not pump each other up.
Yeah.
You guys have like this like hard mentality where you're like, the more I shit on you, the better you'll get.
Yeah, I mean, it's proven. Yeah. The closer friendships are the ones that like make fun of each other and shit on each other. Yeah. But I mean, also though, at the end of the day, if it really gets bad, we'll be there for each other. Like we won't bail.
That's how we're, Okay, one last question. Mm-hmm. What's your 5-year vision? Like where do you hope this will scale to? Is there any like anything in specific or just in general?
I'd rather like what I hope it will achieve.
Like, do you want this to be used in all aspects?
I want anybody that starts a small medium business, they use this so that they never get paid.
What about business to business?
Yeah, that too.
Okay. But your priority is like the individuals.
Yeah, the people starting companies so that they don't get screwed. Okay. agencies, startups, people starting at the beginning, you know, that are like picking up these tool sets. Actually, the better answer to this is what I hope this will achieve is that it'll make it extremely difficult for people that don't pay to operate and for scammers to operate.
I love that. Because really especially Miami is filled with scammers. We need to clean them out. And
I mean, there's
IOU is the way.
That, like, my goal is if it gets to a certain point, it'll be very hard to operate because everyone will be like, you don't want to use this? Why don't you want to use this? Right? And if they do, you know what I mean? Like, because they didn't pay.
And if you don't plan on doing it, and you say, you know what, my score is like that because I forgot this deadline, it's not going to happen again. Yeah. Not that hard to take accountability and move on. That's respectable.
By the way, it's a review system, just like everything else. You can be like, I've fixed the problem.
You fixed
the whole point. Our whole point isn't to chastise people. The whole point is to make people build up a reputation of doing good things, and if they're doing bad things, resolve them.
Yeah, it's
that's
not that hard.
Really what the goal is. And so, you know, that nobody goes through the experience that I have where I'm owed tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, once it gets to 100,000, you go to court. But tens of thousands of dollars or less, and having to be like, oh, whatever, I'm going to write it off because I don't want to fucking chase this thing. I don't want to, you know. And like,
bad to be the type of person that would go to court over like $5.
Well, you wouldn't.
It's gonna hurt you more than
you're not gonna. You won't be able to.
Be like, in the end, be like, I was right. Like to have that.
Well, yeah. Sometimes court isn't about money. But like, good luck. Going to court sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you guys didn't have my dream of becoming a lawyer, but okay.
Unless you're a lawyer, then going to court is great because every hour you're in there, you're fucking billing. Yeah. Like, that's where attorneys are going to make all their money now. Now with like AI and everything showing around, attorneys are going to make all their money actually in court.
Okay.
Until they do AI judges, and then we're in really scary territory.
AI judges.
We have IOU attorneys and AI judges.
That's gonna be a fucking terrible.
That.
Maybe.
Really? Non-biased, because then they don't have any personal.
Well, yeah, I feel like sometimes if it's bias, like a girl judge, will just be rude to us.
Of the AI. The AI was training. This is what Elon Musk's whole thing is, right? Like
experience, right? So it
and Reddit posts. History and everything, right? Like an unfiltered AI with the training is like super off the fucking rails. The most unfiltered you get now is Grok. That's Elon Musk's whole thing.
Everyone talks about Grok.
Yeah, because it's like his whole thing is to make it as he thinks that humans shouldn't be trying to establish what truth is because it just becomes massively biased.
Right.
But then the counter argument is that all the data on the internet's already biased. So it's like it's kind of a hard place to be. Like I don't know. An AI judge is pretty fucking scary.
Okay, we have one last question.
Mm-hmm.
We both want to know, and we ask everyone this. What does it mean to you to come correct?
I guess what it means to me is like you're coming prepared. I guess to a certain extent, prepared and like I don't know
with the right intentions
and all your ducks in order and everything.
Yes. Okay,
just being authentic.
Eyes dotted.
That was a great answer. This was great.
Thank you.
So can you tell the world, where can people find IOU and get started?
It's live on beta right now. Please give us feedback. It's on the App Store, and it is also on ioumarker.com. Marker, Marker.
Okay, guys, this episode is brought to you by IOU. Thank you so much to our sponsor. Everyone thank Max. We're so happy to have him on today. We got through a lot of great stuff involving AI, and we hope to be back with him again soon.